Now, the tourism industry has lost at least 38 billion rand since the start of the national lockdown. This was announced by the Tourism Business Council of South Africa. About 49,000 SMMEs have been negatively affected, and some could be closing their doors soon. Well, for more on this, let's speak now to Chifiwa Chibengwa. He is the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, and he joins us via Skype from Centurion. Mr. Chibengwa, good morning to you. Firstly, there's been lots of talk about reprioritizing spending. Do you expect a helping hand from the Finance Minister today?
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me. Indeed, there has been a talk about reprioritization of expenditure from the government point of view. And we do know that the minister have talked about reprioritizing tourism marketing budget. We hope that we're going to get clarity today, because we do believe that, we cannot stop marketing South Africa as a tourist destination. If we do stop, it will mean that other countries will be first on tourist minds. So therefore, we believe that we should be able to continue to market the country. We should continue to reposition ourselves in our source markets so that we can increase the number of tourists as per the original strategy that we've put on the table. So we're hoping that we will hear some news that will prioritize this sector that employs 1.5 million people.
Yeah, it is identified as one of those sectors that are labor absorbing, and we've just seen the latest job figures, and they're not looking good. Exactly how much do you think you might get from the Finance Minister as he seeks to try and, move around that chess table?
Look, we hope that, the minister will look into, whatever is in the kit, and will be able to prioritize tourism. Prior to COVID-19, tourism was one of those sectors that was looked at as, like you said, catalyst for employment, economic growth, and also a sector, that can get a lot of young people in rural area employed. So we hope that the budget does look at tourism. And we may not know exact figure because we still are yet to know how much we will be able to have and allocate across the departments. But we're hoping that we are prioritized like many other departments, and we should be able to create employment in many areas.
In terms of jobs, how many have been lost?
So far, we have more than 200,000 people that are on the UIF TS program. I'm expecting that this number is going to double, and a little bit more than double, to about 500,000. This means that these are the jobs that are under threat. If we do not open our tourism economy now, in terms of opening domestic leisure travel, doing away with the interprovincial travel, the banning of interprovincial travel, we will see more jobs lost. There are many companies that are now waiting to hear on these regulations that are supposed to be announced, to make sure that if we open interprovincial travel, hotels in places like Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northwest, will be able to cater for the Gauteng residents, because the Gauteng residents makes up around 60 to 70% of travelers to these provinces. So we need that to happen so that we can get at least the domestic tourism going. Then we need to get international tourism going by September, as we've said. So we're hoping that all these things would have been taken into consideration, including the restaurants, by the way, who cannot sell liquor after 5 o'clock, and majority of sit-down restaurants are open after 5. So if they cannot sell liquor, they will lose, a big part of their revenue, and it may not be worthwhile for them to open. So all these things we hope that have been taken into consideration when the budget is being put together, that if the industry doesn't continue to operate, then there has to be a massive stimulus into the industry.
On your point, and I'm sorry to interrupt your thought there, on your point about interprovincial travel, are you actively lobbying the National Command Council? And what chances are there that you might get a favorable ear given the rising numbers?
Look, we are, lobbying the National Corona Command Council, including our own Ministry of Tourism, to make sure that everyone understands that, the very same, opening of domestic accommodation is reliant on opening up of provincial borders. And we believe that we can do this safely. Families should be able to get into their vehicles and go to the Kruger National Park, go to the Pilanesberg, go to wherever they need to go. And we believe they can do this safely. Put in petrol, take your groceries, go to a self-catering chalet or a catered hotel. And we believe that people can do that safely, more than many other activities that are permitted to be done, be it people, working in various sectors. So we believe we can do that safely. And we believe that what we've demonstrated in terms of our protocols will go a long way in ensuring that the decision-making, it's consistent, and the decision-making makes a whole lot of sense, and we're able to stimulate this tourism economy, including the hospitality sector.
Chifiwa Chibengwa, CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa.